Am I good distance or?
Yep, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm just hoping that the wind doesn't get to be too noisy, so I'm going to stand over here a little bit, act as a break.
Okay.
We are here in Manchester at the Occupy Wall Street version of what's going down in New York. Occupy New Hampshire, I guess, is the proper way of putting it, here in Manchester, New Hampshire. And your name, sir?
My name is Ben DiZoglio. I'm a resident in Hudson, New Hampshire.
Oh, very good. And my question is, why are you here in Manchester today?
I'm here to try and have my voice heard as an individual. I know we're coming together as individuals to try and have our voices heard because we think that there's a lot of corruption and greed in politics right now, and that part of that is corporations are controlling, and our politicians aren't necessarily listening to the people anymore. They're paying more attention to the corporations who are giving them money so that they can get elected. So that's why I'm here personally, is because I fear for my democracy. I think it's being infringed upon in many ways by government, by organizations, by big businesses.
Okay, I'm from the Tea Party movement, and one of the reasons why I came down is to say, gee, are there any areas that we can agree upon, and if so, what are the solutions, and if we can agree on those? And I certainly agree with you. The crony capitalism that the Tea Party sees, especially with the bailouts of big government bailing out big corporations, is something that we just don't want to tolerate at all.
Right.
The question is, who do you place the main emphasis on? We blame the politicians for granting the money and for taking the money, and frankly, we tend to see if you made government much smaller, there'd be less ability for that crony capitalism to happen. What do you think?
I see what you're saying. I don't think you can necessarily blame any group of politicians that are in power right now, and because I think this is a system problem. I think this has been developing over time, that slowly corporations and big businesses have been growing in power. So I don't think it's fair to blame any one group right now. I think it's been a structural thing that's happened over time, and because we haven't been watching it as much or as vigilant, it's been allowed to happen. So, and I would say that one of the big things to start with is the idea that corporations get viewed as people, which allows them to give just an endless amount of money. So somehow I would want to see that fixed. I don't think corporations should be seen as people. I don't think elections should cost as much as they do. I think if you lessen the amount that elections cost, that more people will be able to run, and that they'll be fair. And if people can't pour endless amount of money to push their ideals and their big business on us, I think that will help as well.
Well, when you go to places like OpenSecrets.org, which is nonpartisan, just reports who gives what kind of money, some of the biggest contributors to political campaigns and unions, would you include them as big organizations that shouldn't give money as well?
Personally, I would say that yes, I don't think any organization should give a large amount of money to push their agenda on people. So yes, I would, if unions are pushing their money to get certain results for their own benefits, then I would say that should not happen just as much as if bankers or if any other organization is pushing their money to change things. I don't think it should be happening from either way, and that's why we have so many people here from so many different groups. Because we're not here to oppose one organization or one big business, we're here to oppose all businesses who are infringing on our democracy.
Well, aren't we really a republic, not a democracy?
It's true. We are a republic. It's true that I always forget, of course. But yes, we are a republic, and that does change the structure of our voting system. You're correct.
Well, certainly the corporations and the unions can give lots of money to campaigns to get politicians' messages out. But really, isn't it incumbent upon us as individuals to cast our vote one way or the other? I know that nobody gives, although I wish sometimes they would, because I could certainly use the money. But I'm not giving any money to cast a vote for a particular person or not.
Right. Well, I think the difficulty there is that a lot of people aren't fully informed about exactly who they're voting for, and there's just so many messages hitting us all the time that we don't know exactly what to think or who to vote for. There was a famous quote. Gandhi said that the politics of the people, of the working people, is bread and water, he said. People who are working for a living and have to try and provide for their family, they don't necessarily have enough time to be as politically active and be as informed as they would like, only because they have to worry about their children. They have more immediate needs in front of them. So as much as you want to put responsibility on us, and I do think it is on us to be more informed, it's hard to blame individuals who have prior engagements that they have to worry about, children and families to feed.
Well, I'm not sure that I would agree with that, because I have had children. They are now grown. I've worked all my life. I was not given a trust fund or a silver spoon in my mouth. I've always had to stay on top of it. Isn't that part of being a responsible citizen, is to make sure that you are watching over things?
But
I mean, maybe we've just gotten too lazy to do it. We haven't got enough.
You can call people, some people maybe you would say are lazy. I know that I personally am lazy in some aspects of my life, but some people have obstacles to deal with in their lives that it's easy to overlook them and say, oh, well, they're just lazy. But until you're in somebody's shoes and then you know what they've gone through, some people have to go through a lot more than I do, and maybe even possibly you do. I don't know exactly how your life. It sounds like you did very well and you took care of your family and everything, but some people are struggling for jobs. Some people are looking 24/7 just to try and find work. People have huge issues just to try and get by. And I mean, yes, New Hampshire has done well, but there are inner cities with just huge problems. People who are starving. I mean, they just have to worry about themselves and their families.
Well, what do you think some of the solutions are to some of your problems?
I actually think I'm doing okay. Like personally, like I'm working and I have a part-time job and I'm a college graduate, so I'm okay. I'm more concerned about how much poverty there is in this country, and like people look at other countries and call them those are third world countries, but we have like small sub third world countries like within America, like everywhere. So what I would say is that we need to reform the tax system that we have right now, and that we need to have somewhat more of an equal distribution. We need to have more social programs to help people, because if you look around our country, you can clearly see there are problems and things that need to be addressed. And I think one way to address it is certainly to do funds and then make sure that those funds are going to the right system.
So in other words, you believe that we need to grow government in order to basically take care of people.
I'm not saying we need to grow. I'm saying that there could be government programs that can help people. I'm saying we need to reform government so that the focus of the government is shifting in a different direction.
And what direction would that be?
Focusing on the people and helping the people first.
What is the proper role of government?
The proper role of government is it's a give and take between individuals and their government. The government is supposed to help the people, and then the people help the government. And that way, the government is supposed to take care of the people, and we are still paying taxes, and we are still doing our part in a lot of ways. But now we feel like the government isn't necessarily reciprocating what we're trying to help. So I think what this is about, and what I'm here for, is to try and get the focus of the government back onto the people.
All right, well, I promised I would keep this short. I want to say thank you very much for taking a couple minutes with GraniteGrok.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
GrokTV.